Welcome to another video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about how you can get your campaign farmer on 12 free brutal from this to this. We've all been there grinding campaign like there's no tomorrow with things like Kale, Wukong and so on and so forth, but in this video I'm gonna show you how you can be doing this with rares and uncommon champions nice and quick. So I hope you find the video helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be great. And don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday and Thursday for free account takeovers where I do my best to help you guys enjoy raid even more. And if you want to start raid the right way and support the channel for free, download raid from my promo download link, which is gonna start you off with 4 amazing champions, and you're also gonna have 48 hours to use the promo code section for an extra legendary champion, which can also be a great campaign farmer for you if you choose correctly. Now, let's get into the video. Anyway, when you guys start raid, obviously one of the first things you need to do is start farming 12 free brutal campaign over and over and over again. And most people are gonna start off with Kale, and they're gonna use him to decent success. Like, Kale is nothing to scoff at when it comes down to campaign. He does the job decently quick, but nowhere near as 5 or 6 seconds. Here we can see he's gonna do it again around 17 seconds, 14 seconds, a lot better. But what you could do instead is use another amazing rare champion, and for this video I will be showing you Fellhound, which it's no secret, guys, this is more oriented to newer players, but I can definitely assure you there's so many new players that still don't realize how important this tip is. Basically, as soon as you get somebody like Fellhound or Bellower, or heck, you could even just build an uncommon champion. Let me see if I have him right now. This guy. If you build this guy as well, he can also be a very quick solo campaign farmer for you. Or maybe I'm wrong. Am I mistaking this somehow? Wasn't this guy also supposed to be good at solo farming? Maybe I'm wrong, doesn't matter. Anyway, let's concentrate on Fellhound. Here's what the situation looks like with him. He goes in, uses his A1 over and over and over again, and the job is done, guys. Sometimes it's gonna be 5 seconds, sometimes it's gonna be 6, but technically it's around 6 seconds, which is much faster than what Kale could do any day of the month, any time of the week. The way you get Fellhound to this amount of damage this quick is not gonna be the simplest of builds, but it's also not hard at all. Like, it's not very stat heavy, it's not very set heavy, and so on and so forth, so as long as you have him at 6 stars and you have some semi-decent gear, you should be able to pull this off. Here's what my stats look like, and these are not meant to be this high. I think you can go slightly lower with some of these, and also the sets don't need to be exactly with ignore defense or anything like that. Campaign does not have that much defense to begin with, so you don't really care about it too much. And the other very big thing here is the speed can be dirt slow, guys, dirt slow. If we go over to Hell Hades' trusted raid stages tool, you're actually gonna get to see how fast your campaign farmer needs to be depending on what you want to be using him for. Apparently it's called Brimstone's Path. There we go. Selecting Brutal, Stage 3. And how fast are these idiots? 95, 99, 90 nothing basically. The fastest champion around here would be 101 speed, but there's still something worth noting. If you're gonna go for the boss level, because sometimes you need to fight 3 boss stages for your daily quests, here we can see that Mortu Macabre actually has 120 speed, so it would be best if you actually have 121 speed, just for the off chance that you need to be fighting also Mortu Macabre 3 times a day, even though when I do have that mission I just switch over to normal mode because I don't want to be wasting too much energy on a very bad XP return mission. The other important thing here to note is how freaking low the defense of these guys is. Like, look at this, 900, 700, 1000 on the dot basically, that kind of stuff. So technically speaking, you don't even need that much ignore defense, even though Lord Shazar definitely is gonna be spanking with almost 1500 defense now that I said it, so ignore defense can help a little, but it's definitely not super integral for this thing to work. Anyway, back to the doggo. Here's the reason why this dog is hitting so hard. His A1 is actually super good because it attacks all enemies, and also it scales off both from defense and attack. The really cool thing about this dog is that the AI for it actually does prioritize its A1 over the other 2 skills, so he can actually kill the wave super quick without you having to do a team setup or any nonsense like that. So the dog is always going to be using its A1 straight out without you having to need anything else. Anyway, it does scale off both from defense and attack, so you can build him with high attack and defense, very slow, crit capped, and with good amount of crit damage. Obviously, if you have a soul on him, that's gonna help big time, because that's gonna give you a lot of extra defense and attack, which is, in my case, happening as well. Here it is, the blessing is giving 450 attack, 300 defense, and heck, even 23% crit damage, so my build is even easier because I have so much extra stats from the blessing. But even if you don't have a blessing, you still should be able to reach these kinds of thresholds as long as you give him some semi-decent gear. For the boots, 9 times out of 10 when you're building a champion you're gonna go with speed, but in this case it would be awfully unneeded. All you need here is either attack or defense, and as you see I even went with a 5-star attack boot that also has a little bit of defense on it, some crit rate, the rest is nonsense. For the chest, again you go either attack or defense, nothing else matters, and as substats I have a lot of crit damage here, not gonna lie, like this is a quad crit damage roll, so it's definitely not the worst chest I've seen today, but it's from protection set, so I wouldn't really give it to my top tier nukers. I'd much rather build them in something like Merciless and whatnot, but enough about that. It also has some defense here, so definitely not bad. With the glove, either crit rate or crit damage. If you give him a crit damage glove, the build is gonna be a lot more stat intensive because you're gonna have to find a lot of crit rate on everything else, and that's usually not super easy, and that is usually a very good piece of gear if you have a lot of crit rate on it. Whereas with crit rate gloves, well, it's not gonna be that hard for the most part. What else does this glove have? Literally nothing, like literally nothing, but it does have basically 70% crit rate if I ascend it to max, which as you see I don't need to, and I didn't. But again, it's from a bad set, I wouldn't put this on a good champion, so here we are. The rest of the stuff is obviously self-explanatory, crit rate, crit damage, and if you can get defense and attack on the other pieces, that also would be great. In terms of stats, from what I'm hearing, the comboed stats both attack plus defense needs to be above 7200. Mine is well over that, mostly because of the ascension. The crit damage definitely could have been higher here, like if I had 250 crit damage, both attack and defense could have been a lot lower. The crit rate definitely needs to be capped. We don't care about res, we don't care about accuracy, and as we said, 121 speed covers everything for you basically that you might need. You really don't care about HP either, the dog is not supposed to be taking any damage, so yeah, all around these are the stats you should be going for, roughly. Definitely test it, see how it goes for you, but all around this should get you covered. We can also take a look at the masteries, and as you see, I have none. I just didn't need to, I just grabbed myself. Wow, look at this nonsense, like I literally grabbed a freaking attack, man, like what a noob am I. But yeah, if I was building this and I needed a little bit of extra crit rate, I would have gotten it from here, and also crit damage from here, but this is literally probably the build I did in my first couple of months in the game or something. Back when I when I already built my champion with crit cap, might as well not even bother with the crit rate, you know? But no, always get the crit rate, and at some point you could be just putting something other on the champion with less crit rate and more of something else. Anyway, if you need to farm a little bit of masteries for him, get some crit rate, get some crit damage for sure, and also if you can, this ruthless ambush would be helping you big time, increasing damage for each first hit on an enemy by 8%, which is kinda insane. We can also check out what Hell Hades has as good masteries here, and yeah, why wouldn't we go like this? At the end, you grab this one for extra 20 crit damage, sounds pretty good, and I'm really not sure why they went with the support tree, like we kinda don't care about any of these, like yeah, accuracy is cool and all if we cared about the dog, but for campaign you literally don't need any of these, so if you still want a little bit more damage, you could actually go with the defense tree as well, because tough skin at least gives you defense, but really doesn't matter guys, really doesn't matter. We don't care about this spirit haste, your food is not gonna be dying, because the dog is just gonna one-shot literally everything before anybody else moves, so the blue tree is really not important, all you need is the red, so honestly I wouldn't even bother farming up the support tree red thing, so you could stop yourself 200 red scrolls short. In terms of a relic, nowadays it's even easier to actually get the stats needed. You could just go for a little dagger, I mean the talon, this is gonna give you a good amount of extra crit damage, or you could just put something that gives you defense or attack just for the sake of getting that extra stats. Really doesn't matter too much what else you get, but just try to supplement your skills a little bit further. Just the last bonus tip, from what I hear, you also need to have your options for the frame rate not set to unlimited, because that would actually potentially slow down your campaign farm, and it would be much better for you to actually set it up to 60 FPS instead, and that way you actually might get that 5-second run from time to time, which basically happens from the game rounding out. And also one other last bonus tip, did you guys even know that some champions are actually slower than others? For instance, from what I know, dwarves are actually slower than everything else. Let's put some different champions here and let's see how slow some of these guys are. And look at this, not everybody actually came to the battlefield at the same time. Both the dwarf and whatever the hell this girl is came a little bit slower. So yeah, look at this, 7 seconds run right there. It really comes down to what kind of food you're actually bringing next to the Fellhound. As you guys saw, my demon spawn idiots actually came out as the same speed as the demon Fellhound, that is. So if you want faster runs, it does matter actually what kind of food you bring next to your campaign farmer. There we go, 6 seconds again. The 5 second happens happens very rarely, but sometimes it does. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really think this is gonna help a lot of newer players out that don't even realize they could be building themselves such an easy campaign farmer to help them out on champion training, tournaments and events, as well as just help them farm out a lot of extra food. If you found the video helpful, a like and subscribe would be awesome, and share this with a newer Raid Shadow Legends player to help them out as well. Don't forget you can download the game from my download link if you want to start a raid the right way and support the channel for free. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris05 and I'll see you in my next video or stream.